Alright guys, so today I'm going to be reviewing this Orange Crush 20 RT. I bought this for the Hill God band. Now we're going to upgrade from this to this. This is what this sounds like. So anyway, no singing today because I sang. I'm a standalone singer. I sang like 3 hours yesterday, and singing a bunch of Dio stuff, Iron Maiden, and Aussie stuff. So I'm on vocal rest. I made a video about that already. So for the Hill God band, remember, like I was like talking about how I made the. So I guess you have to follow all these videos along so that this makes sense. So I made a song all by myself because I play drums as well here, using this. And this is like a 3-watt, just like a 2-inch speaker, like a 3-inch speaker or something like that. This has an 8-inch speaker, so this is an upgrade in the Crush series. So the one before this, I think is a 12-watt. This is 20, and then there's a 35. So I wanted reverb that was kind of built in, and this was the only one. So the logical one from here to here is like this one. Although I guess you could have went with the 12 as well. So looks like a keeper. I'm not really sure yet. So I just bought this, and moving forward for the band that's Hill God band, we're going to use this. So as we talk about it, I will put the link. So what I'm going to do is the first comment I'm going to pin, and then you'll also see it at the end screen of this video as well. So you can go access this video in both of these places. So what will happen is that that link will take you to the Hill God band. That's kind of a one-man band, which I might play live with if I can find the right people. In which I had said that, oh wait, I use this, and this is like a toy, and that you can actually record with this, but obviously, this is not going to work for long term. This is great. I love this. This is great. It's like if you're going to take this on vacation, or maybe, you're going camping or something. I'm not a camper, but I'm just saying, and then you just maybe, sometimes ideas come out of nowhere, right? This is all you need. This thing, and then you'll be ready to go. You can write music anywhere, right? When I first started, I used to sit inside my car for inspiration and write music. Just for some reason, it's just to drive somewhere and then just sit in my car. This would be perfect for that because this operates on a 9-volt battery, right here. So anyway, what does this have that this doesn't have? Well, it's got an 8-inch speaker, and then it's got an EQ, right? Treble, mid, bass, and then it also has a gain knob. This one does too, but this is a little bit better, right? So, and then also it's got a reverb, and then it's got a clean channel, which you can, I guess, drive a pedal if you want to. So it sounds pretty good. I guess it's a keeper. I mean, it's $200. So with tax, I paid about $218 or something like that. So I tuned to C sharp. So it's kind of hard to, anybody who tunes to C sharp knows this, is that it's really hard to keep, the strings in tune. Maybe since I got the reverb turned on, it might a little bit. Anyway, I guess it's a keeper. I mean, for $200, like I would have not wanted to pay like $800 for this. So basically, remember how I said here, even though this is solid state, they did a very good job, and it almost sounds very, like tube, because the only, like Laney makes, solid state amps, but they don't sound anything like the tube. This actually sounds a little bit like, it's like sitting somewhere between tube and pure solid state, right? Which uses transistors or op amps or anything like that. I don't know what it is they're using in here. I haven't looked at the circuit yet, but I'm actually an electrical engineer, so I would be curious to find that out. I'm trying to figure out what to play. Ideally, I would have this set on the ground. So being this close to it, it's kind of weird. So yeah, I mean, you know, you get that orange sound. So this is my opinion. The only reason that you should buy this is for that sound, that kind of that. I hate to use this word, but that kind of grungy, because lack of a better word. I'm not saying grunge people use this, but I'm just saying, you know, that kind of sound. To where, you know, Sabbath used this, obviously. If you watch the Iron Man or the Beat club sessions, the Germany, right? You can see huge orange amps, you know. So only for that sound. I wouldn't use it for anything else. I would not use this for precision metal. That's what a Marshall is for, or like, you know, other contemporary amps, right? That's what that's for. So you're not going to get that kind of, you know, precision, right? I couldn't even play this with this setup, right? So, but modern metal use this. That's why it probably sounds like crap. Because if you try to play precision metal with this, it's just going to sound like, you know, like a slush pile. Right? It just sounds. So that's kind of like a, you know, modern metal bands use this. I don't understand why you'd use this for like metal. This is great for that 70s music. So I would use this. I would say this is the only reason I'm going to use this is for the Black Sabbath, you know, that kind of that, you know, sound, that kind of muddy, distorted kind of, like, you know, with that kind of, you know, clean voice on top, which a lot of 70s bands sound like, and also maybe like early kind of 70s rock, right? A lot of 70s rock kind of use this. They put a Strat into this and they use this. So besides that, I wouldn't use this. I would not use this for metal. This is for basically stoner rock. All the stoner rock bands, you know, or most of them, a lot of the popular ones use orange. So I could have bought the Crush, right, 100, Super Crush 100, but the problem is that thing, the dimensions are like 2 feet. It's like this big old head, and then it's kind of overkill for this room, because I'm never going to play live, I think. I don't think so, because, and my Marshall DSL-1, that thing's only like 1 foot, like this, right? And this thing's like that big. I don't have room for that big head, and then also I'm never going to turn it up that loud, so I will never even get to use it. So this one, you can't go past 1.5 here, or else it's going to be too loud. So this is, you know, barely, even the 35, the one above this, would probably be too much. I would have went with the 12. The only reason I didn't buy that is because it didn't have reverb. So again, and one flaw this thing has, if I can show you here, let's see. I have this on a drum stool, so I can actually. So you see this right here, and a lot of these orange amps have this. This back plate, right? It's very kind of flimsy plastic, and then it's not really solid. So this thing that goes in here, the first time you're going to get it, if you do this, right, the amp actually wobbles the connection on and off if you wobble this wire, and then it actually turns the amp on and off, which is crazy. What if you did that when you're playing live, right? If you're going to play like I think with this you can't play over a drummer with this, but you can play like a small coffee shop gig, you know, if you're doing that with that clean or whatever, but that would be crazy. And then I found out that, so there's a flaw in this to where this piece of plastic is really just like, it's a backboard, and then it's kind of flimsy. So this thing actually goes right in it. It should have went into like the wood or whatever this is, you know, whatever this material this is. So it goes into here. So it's actually kind of, it's not so it's, the way this is constructed is this whole piece of plastic right here. See? That same piece of plastic goes up here. and then it's got the knobs. So what happens is, what I'm saying is, you got to basically push the shit in, like, right? You really have to push this in, or else what'll happen is the flaws, you think it's in, then you do this, and then it basically wobbles the whole amp on and off, which is kind of stupid. So I'm like, I was going to return it. And then I was like, I went in there and I said, looks like it's on there. But then there's like a little bit more in there, and you just got to go, put all your might into it and push it in, or else it'll start to wobble. So I thought that was kind of a design flaw. Anyway, apart from that, I think, like I said, EQ, I can't really show it to you. You can watch it, you can look at an image of this right here and then see it. I still have this on here in case I want to return it. Let's see, what else did it come with? I don't think it really came with anything. Let me check. I should have had this ready for you so I can just show it to you, but so it just comes with this big box. Basically nothing else. Really nothing else, I think. And then I think maybe just like, did it even come with a, yeah, it's got this little booklet in there. So I kept the box just in case I want to return it. At this point, it looks like a keeper just because I want to use this for Hill God. So moving forward, we'll use this for Hill God. All right, so let's get into the Hill God bit and then why this. So I want you to check out that song that I made just using this. And then there's actually a flaw in it in which the picking using this, as expected, right, is not as fluid. The down picking is not as fluid using this, and I'm going to show it to you using this, okay? So, oops, sorry. Yeah, the down picking, right, is not going to be, as good with this. So you can actually hear it. It's kind of, not that good because it, and then when I do it here, it'll be good. So I might even just re-record that song, just do the guitars and reissue it for the first EP. So, the Hill God parts. So there's a part here, the vocal part is this, right? Sorry. But anyway, that part right there, right, that down picking, using this, it's not really that good. It won't be that tight because this is kind of like a, like a toy amp almost. So I did do it with this, and then I actually put the song out so you can hear that. Listen for that part, and it doesn't really sit at home with it. It's not right on the beat, although it sounds okay, but it's not right on the beat. So with this, if I had bought this, I would have just been right on the beat and go. So it allows that picking really easily. So the thing with down picking is that consecutive down picking, like Paranoid, like this, right? I'm sorry, I'm tuned to C sharp. For some reason, this thing is going out of tune this morning. It's kind of, it's really cold, right? Watch the Existential Mystic channel. That channel is really cool. I'm going to be talking about the coming ice age, which is what I've been talking about for the last 2 years, that's why it's so cold, because we're actually entering into an ice age. So anyway, the morning weather, all this stuff, that's why it's kind of, but anyway, that part right there. Right? That picking, right? That should be easy. If you have to fight it, then there's something wrong with the amp. So it should really be like. Surprisingly, a lot of guitar players, have trouble with that because they can't downpick, right? Just that part right there. If you can play that like that, you're probably in good shape. I'm actually I play a little bit of everything, but I actually hate playing guitar. I know, this sounds crazy, right? But I'm a standalone singer. That's what I love to do. So I don't enjoy playing guitar. Doing this is not pleasurable for me. I don't know, it's just... I pick up a guitar and I get bored in 5 minutes, right? I want to sing, but for the Hill God Band, I will do everything, right? If I could, for the Hill God Band, for those people who have been watching this channel, right, I would gladly give that to a guitar player and be like, you know, when we play live, and be like, all right, this is the song, just learn it. I just want to, you know, run around like Ozzy, you know, because, you know, I really don't want to play guitar and sing. I hate doing that because then it sacrifices. There's, you know, there aren't too many people that are good when they play guitar and sing because they have to focus on the guitar, and so their singing is not that good, right? So they have to, you know, it's going to suffer somewhere. So I would gladly just give it to a guitar player and be like, all right, we're going to go play a couple of, you know, dates, play a couple of live shows, learn the song, and I'm basically just going to sing it and that's it. I would love to do that if I could find such a guitar player that kind of, you know, checks off all the other boxes. So that's the thing here. So I think it's great for that sludgy sound. So it's already out of tune. Shit. So just that part. Right? Being able to execute that better, this amp is worth it over that thing. So this is a good, I guess it's a keeper. I mean, for $200, you know. So, and like I said, it's got 2 channels. It's got a clean channel, and then it's got a dirty channel. So it's kind of weird in the sense that it has like a knob for the clean, and then it has a knob for the dirty. So you have to actually, you know, switch it right here if you want the dirty or the clean. So if I go clean, I just switched it. Or you can buy an extra pedal, I guess. See, it's not going to go, so I have to increase the clean knob here. Really out of tune. And so forth, right? I don't know if it doesn't sound good to me right here because I'm like sitting right next to it. So a lot of times, you know, sounding good, it's basically you have to put this on the floor and it picks up some of that floor resonance, right? The only reason I'm putting it up here is because I want you guys to see it. But, or maybe I should kind of sit back here. So I basically bought this just because Hill God is such a band where we have riffs like this, right? The intro riff. Oops, I forgot it. Right. I think there's maybe one more riff on there, right? Right. So that kind of stuff. So it's more fluid for that kind of picking. Right. So anyway. So I guess it's a keeper. And, you know, a lot of the times, even though this is, you know, I'm an electrical engineer, but with analog components, right, there is that break-in period. Although you think that, okay, this is not tube, this is completely this, so this is just, you just turn it on and that's it, right? This will sort of hopefully come alive a little bit more as you play it. You know, it's that kind of burn-in time. So you need to play it for like, you know, a couple of 20, 30 hours, you know, completely, or just, you know, even just leave it turned on for it to sort of, even though this is solid state, right? Because even though logically that shouldn't happen, But aesthetically, for some reason, I can kind of feel the difference to where like an aged amp, such as this, not all solid state amps, but such as this, somehow, maybe it's my imagination, but somehow has a different quality than it did when it's fresh out of the box, right? So that's it, guys. So this is it. I'm going to be using this moving forward and then recording it that way. Hill God. Check out the song, and then you can see that sort of that, like I said, where it wasn't really sitting in well because this is not as fluid. So that's it. I think I went over all the features. It has a tuner in there. Let me just summarize this. It has a tuner in there. It has 2 channels, and then you basically have to switch it on and off. It's got reverb. The reverb alone costs $50 extra, so which I thought was kind of a ripoff. Right, there's a $150 version of this without the reverb. So just for the reverb, you got to pay $50, right? And then we talked about the issue with the power cord, and you could connect this to an external speaker as well. It's good that it has a treble bass mid frequency, and then it has a gain knob here. So I typically have this low. Right now I have the gain set at about 6 or 7. So if I go all the way, this is high gain, completely floored out. So it's kind of like fuzz territory. So it sounds like super fuzz kind of. Super fuzzy. So I'll play around with it, find a good sound. Alright, talk to you later.